is sykic737 and welcome to this wonderful world where I'm going to be showing you how to get started on Minecraft. I'm not going to be showing you the entire game because that would take way too long, but I'm going to be showing you how to start your first world and yeah, stuff like that. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that you will see after you open the Minecraft launcher and start Minecraft is this screen. But before I go explaining all of this stuff, I'm going to explain this is a new series on the channel. It is a Minecraft survival tutorial series, and so not survival, actually. It's going to be everything tutorial series about Minecraft, and I'm going to be going, well, over, everything. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so you'll see all of these things. Quitting game will just exit out of Minecraft. Options and all of that. What you want to click on first is probably single player, unless you're going straight onto one of your friends' worlds or anything. In that case, you would want to hit multiplayer. Anyway, so when you hit single player, when you hit single player, you will not appear on the screen because I already have some worlds that I have. So yeah, you will first appear on this screen, which actually, so this, you won't see the screen at all if you hit cancel. Yeah, you'll go directly into the screen. So, first thing is the world name. I'm just going to put in, tutorial. So yeah, you can rename your world anything you'd like. Next thing is the game mode. For this tutorial world, I'm going to be putting it in creative. And I will be explaining the different game modes later, except for hardcore. And there's actually two that are missing here. As you can see down here, or you might be able to see, it says same as survival mode, locked as hardest difficulty and only one life. So that is very hard. It's also locked on as the hard difficulty, but I'm going to put it on creative. There is difficulty, so normal is just regular. Hard is actually a bit harder than normal. It's basically the same, I guess, but it's a little bit harder. Peaceful will disable, not all mob spawns, but mobs that will attack you, hostile mobs. And we'll be going over mobs in a episode soon, and so then easy is slightly less than normal. I'm going to keep it on normal though. Then allow cheats. I'm going to keep it on. You can turn it off, but I like to keep it on just in case. And you can see commands like game mode, experience, blah blah blah. There's a whole bunch of different commands that you can put in, and that's really nice. If you click on data packs, yeah, as you can see, my pack folder is empty, or my data. I don't have any data packs or mods here. That's because I just don't really play with mods. You can hit open pack folder. I don't have any mods in my pack folder, like I said. So just default. Yeah. So click done. And then there's game rules, which this is crazy long. And you probably don't want to go through all of this. So I'm just going to tell you the things that I suggest. If you're starting on your first world and you're in survival, or you may be in creative and you might still want this on, I suggest turning keep inventory after death on. That basically allows, when you die in regular with this off, you would lose all your items. Of course, you could go pick them up again, but you might have gone pretty far away, so I'd recommend that on for your first time. Of course, then there's a whole bunch of other things. Usually, I don't touch any of this. But since this is um, uh, a test world, it's a tutorial world, I am going to disable mob spawns. I would not suggest this for when you're first starting, but while we're doing the tutorials, I do not want the mobs interrupting. Again, I suggest it not. Again, most of the stuff I don't really touch, but yeah. Anyway, so click done, and that is done. Next, more world options, which, holy moly, there's a lot of world options, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Generate structures. There are structures such as villages, dungeons, etc., like it says here. I like to keep it on, because if you have it off, those things won't appear, and I think they're very important. I really do like them. They are a very essential part. Sometimes I would die without them, like literally in the game. Say a mob was coming after me, and I would just hide in one of the village houses. So, yeah. Bonus chest, I like to keep it off, but if you're starting for the first time, you may want to turn this on. Basically, it just means there's a chest with some starter items, just random items. Yeah, I like to keep it off because I like to start my world from scratch. Import settings, which basically just import your world to something or other. Yeah, anyway, I don't touch this at all. Usually, the C for world generator. This, say some other person, a friend or someone like that, had this really amazing seed where you spawned right next to something super amazing. Say a village or some other structure like that. You wanted that exact map. Of course, it won't appear with all his builds on it, his or her builds on it. It'll just appear as they found it. So you can type in that seed, but if you leave it blank, as it says down here, it will give you a random seed. Every single world in Minecraft is completely random and different, so yeah, I suggest keeping that blank so you have a random world. Then there's all of these different world types. Default will just basically pretty much make it random. It'll make it like a regular world as you saw in the beginning. Super flat is completely flat. There's literally nothing. These are literally the layers. You can change these, but that's actually really complicated. I'll probably have a video on it eventually, but then there's some of these other things. So, yeah. I'm just going to hit cancel. Yeah, and cancel. And then there's large biomes, which I haven't really done before. I'm pretty sure it's just large biomes, like it says. There's not a ton except for one biome in all directions. It's mostly just one biome, but then there are probably other biomes. Then there's amplified. This, as it says down here, notice, just for fun, requires a beefy computer. This is crazy. It makes a world that's where, well, yeah, everything is amplified. Everything is crazy huge. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Single biome, as it says, it's only one biome in the entire world. You can scroll through, and if you want to pause to see at any point all the biomes, it's automatically set to plains, so yeah, you can go and see all of the biomes. Next, caves. Basically, you just spawn in a giant cave, and as you can see here, well, it's basically just like it says, or you can customize it like the other one. The next one is floating islands, which is exactly what it says. You can actually jump into the void. If you do that, however, you will die, and if you do not have keep inventory on, you will lose all your items. So, yeah. I do not suggest this for a starter world. I don't suggest pretty much anything except for default, because I like to be random, just like a regular world. And then that's pretty much it. So let's go into the new world. Here we are in the world, and today, well, as you can see, the terrain is still generating. As you can see, we're going to be doing two things today: controls and game mode. Okay, so first, controls. So this is the basics for Minecraft in this episode, so controls is a good part of it. So if you're already in the game, you press escape, which will bring you to this screen. Now there's a whole bunch of options that you can do. Just click on options and then controls. This will bring you to all of the controls. And you can scroll down to see all of the controls. You can pause if you'd like to see all of the controls. So yeah. Yeah. This is all of it. I've changed some of mine for my personal needs. This is usually blank. This is also usually blank. This toggle perspective is usually F5. You can see this is F11, F5. So yeah. And then this is usually set to C. So yeah. I'm going to go back and back to game. So yeah, those are the controls. If you're just starting out Minecraft, that is very useful. I know some people skip it in their videos. I just made sure that I did not skip it because controls are a big part. Next is game mode. Now, game mode is something that I said we'd be going over, and it is actually very important. So, as you can see, or, well, you probably, you might not know this, but I'm in creative right now, which means I can fly, and if I hit E on my computer, I go into the inventory, which in creative you have access, unlimited access to every single block in Minecraft. And there's building blocks, decoration blocks, redstone, which is very complicated and we'll be going over in a different episode. We have transportation. I never know how to pronounce this one. Mellifluous. Yeah, I don't know. Basically all the stuff that aren't blocks or something like that. Not quite all of the things. There's food stuff, and there's tools, which we'll be going over soon, or not in this episode, and then combat. There's also brewing, but that is a very complicated subject. There's also saved hotbars, which I have 2 saved hotbars. If you go back to the controls bit, you'll see that saved hotbars is Y and X. To access the hotbar is X, and to save the hotbar is Y. Or that's at least what it is for me. And then you can search through all the items. Say if you want a bed, just type in bed, and you'll come up with beds. This is bedrock and unbreakable block, but we don't need to do that now. Anyway, then there is the survival inventory, which this is not all of the survival inventory, but yeah. Anyway, let's go into survival. As you can see, I am now in survival. You can see at the bottom of the screen, I have hearts, and this is supposed to be food. And as you can see, I set my own game mode to survival, which is a quick command / game mode, not game rule, game mode, survival, or spectator, creative, adventure. Anyway, so if you click E, you can see it's very different. You only have the survival inventory. So this is for armor. And there's also one more thing called elytra, basically wings. You can see me there. And then there's also the offhand, which is basically the hand over here. You can't see it, you can only see this hand, whatever. You can also craft in a 4x4 but there's also 9x9 crafting if you have a crafting table. You can see the rest of my inventory. These are just slots to hold stuff. So yeah, that is the basics of survival. You do not have infinite access to stuff, so you're gonna have to start chopping down trees and getting stone and all that stuff, which I'll cover in a survival video. Anyway, let's go to the next game mode. Okay, so the next game mode that I'm going to be covering is adventure mode. As you can see, adventure mode, in my opinion, sucks. You cannot break anything. It is a very difficult mode, and I don't like to play on it because the only way you can get materials is by getting it through loot chests in structures, which structures is also another video. And I know that I'm saying a lot of things about other videos, and we have to go to other videos, and I'm sorry about that. It's just, this is the first video, and I can't cover everything. So, yeah. Adventure, in my opinion, is a pretty bad game mode. So yeah, let's go into the next game mode, which I am actually going to show you a cheaty cut to get into that specific game mode. So if you hit Fin, F3, and N all at the same time, you'll go into spectator mode, which is a useful mode. You can fly around and you can actually pass through blocks. This is useful if you want to see lighting up caves, but it's technically a cheat. You actually fly pretty fast. It's useful sometimes. You can also spectate players or stuff like that if I would be able to find a mob, which I can't because I disabled mob spawning for this world. Yeah, you can actually left click on the mob, which I will be going over mobs in a soon episode. And you'll be able to spectate the mob. So let's summon in a mob and I'll do what I mean. You can see I have brought a pig into our world. It's just because of the game mode. But as you can see, if I left click on him, I'm now spectating him. I am not touching the keyboard at all. I'm sorry you can't see actually me, but I'm not touching the keyboard at all. I'm spectating what the animal is seeing. And if you hit shift, you will go out of the piggy. In this case, you can actually spectate any mob. And so, yeah, that concludes this video. So yeah, leave a like on the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you guys the next episode of the Survival Guide.